Hello, my name is Miracle Hopkins. I'm the Battalion Commander at James Earl High School, or the Maverick Battalion, like some people like to call it. I'm recording my Passreview speech and also saying my goodbyes to my cadets right now. In order to COVID-19, I'm not able to do this in person. But I want to still show them, even though we're not able to be here in person, we're still with each other in spirit. So, in order to even explain why I'm doing a Passreview speech or what it even means. Passreview, we do it every year, once, sometimes twice. Usually in the spring before the battalion commander, which is a senior usually, goes and their XO or hers or his, we've had both, goes and says basically the battalion commander gets to say their last words. We get to thank the veterans that come out, Vietnam veterans, all eras, to come out and thank them and appreciate them for their service. We line up our cadets. They do the little drill thing we have. This is such a special ceremony. It's not about just the cadets. It's about these World War II. It's about all that served. It's about the ones that laid down their lives. It's about the reason why we were able to be a battalion. I didn't know for the longest time what battalion meant. Battalion meant family. That's what you got when it comes push and drive, everything else, family. That's what they mean. We have so much support, and I don't think sometimes we thank them enough. When we're out here on the football field or even sometimes when the rain, good Lord gives us the rain, we have to improvise and go inside and do our little thing. These leaders, the BC, how it works at our school, our major, the highest ranking senior instructor will pass the sword, basically, or torch, which is not actually a torch, it's a symbolic, down to the BC. The old BC will give it to him back over the power chain. Then it will go over to the next BC. This is representing that change of command is changing and giving up new orders, giving away responsibility and showing trust and authority, showing that you could do it and that you've been there. Showing that they know as a leader, you're not just put in that position for a reason, or just because of that name, or just because of where you come from. It's because you can actually lead your company. Coming out, and we've had families come out to watch this. We've had usually our whole school, and around when we give our Passreview, comes out and able to see this. It doesn't mean just because you're in JRTC, that's what it means to go out there and just support them. No, it means supporting the ones that laid down their life, the ones that dealt with tasks harder than what we're dealing right now, the one that would fight during the Great Depression and still had to go home and worrying about their family at home. It's about all the ones that give the sacrifice even when they're at home. The families that right now, I would like to consider that the soldiers right now in our life are the healthcare providers. It's just like the soldiers have their tasks. They go through a series of process that nobody even understands to even start serving, to even begin to imagine. So first of all, I just wanted to even just tell them, thank you. Thank you. If any veteran is watching this, thank you. Thank you for what you've done for this country. Thank you for what you've done for my battalion. Last year, my battalion, we usually try to take a trip once a year. Last year, we went to France and Paris and marched in the 75th D-Day parade. I will never forget the words of a World War II veteran that told me this. He said, I told him thank you for his service, and he said, go back and tell your people it's not up to us anymore, it's up to them. I knew right then that I was part of that people, and that I had to tell my people and guide them to be able to do a new thing. I'm not going to edit this video. I'm not going to change anything because I stumble over my words. I'm human. What people have to realize when they talk about the leaders, when they break this down, we're humans too. We go through things as also in our dark times. But a leader, like these veterans, like these real captains in real life, they struggle. They're struggling. They're keeping their family. They're thinking about them, even in going through basic training. They're thinking about their families, but they can't be home. They're writing letters to them. They're not able to see them at that time. Like right now, there is people that been in basic for over months and days that should have been moved, but couldn't be moved because of due to the situation. Because you never know what time will hold. Thank you. First, I'll also like to thank the Army National Guard. They do a lot for us. They come out and they put up the tunnels for the football games. They watch us when we're at drill competitions. They provide sponsors for us to be able to do all of our things. They watch who we are. There's recruiters, special recruiters we have at our school. I just want to say thank you to that recruiter. And she knows who she is. Thank you. Thank you. Because words wouldn't imagine. Thank you to our specialists too. Thank you to all the sergeants that we've seen in the past come in, and even the Air Force. And it's always a good time when you have two branches trying to get these people to join. And sometimes they think it's just all because they want about the money. No, they think about these kids' future. They think about what they need for the next time. They're watching out for them because they knew how it used to be as a senior and not no plans and anything. Just seeing that senior light up because they know they have a chance and they've had this bad home when the recruiter gives them hope. It's an amazing thing glowing. Thank you guys. All branches, all walk of life. We don't say thank you enough for coming out to our career days, our times that we have put up when you might not get one of us to even swear in that year. You might get a bunch. You might get multiple of us. Thank you for taking your time out of your busy schedule, because we know you guys have gone out there and fought, but you still come to take and care about investing time for us kids. Thank you for letting us use the armory for all these events. Thank you for the times that we're sitting there at Maverick Madness. Are the most special times, because sitting there going and running, that was the time I was looking for the most this year, but it didn't get to happen. Change happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. I know it happened for a reason. It sucks, yes it does, but it happens for a reason. That's what these soldiers have realized. They have had to adapt to change, even when it hurt. As us of human nature, we think everything should be perfect. The speech ain't going to be perfect. Nothing's going to be perfect. But these people have adored the most unperfect life. They know what it needs. Becoming a soldier, some of these veterans, I want to thank you for letting us interview you. Go through those moments, those hard times, and go back in the past and let us honor you for that. Those are special. When we get to share your story, it's like we can't feel your pain. Nobody can feel your pain. Only that person that went through it can feel it. But when you see your brothers and your sister and you walk there, I guess I can't understand the fighting part, but I guess becoming something bigger than me, that's what I've understand through this battalion. Not all of us will go off to fight in the military. Some will go off to be in the college. But one of the most valuable things that it has taught us is that we will always be strong. We have something to hope for. There's people always out there for support. We might not always have our family. We might not always have anything, but we gained a second family that's not blood. Thank you for making us realize that family comes from all walks of life. Thank you for coming out here when the long days got longer, but you came out. I want to thank those World War II veterans that we got to meet that probably won't ever hear this speech. But thank you. Thank you. One of the most special moments in my life as going in the JRTC program was I got to represent this flag to a World War II veteran. He was a Marine, and my great-granddad was a Marine. I never met the man, but it felt like I met him in person because I was connected to another Marine brother of his. It felt like I had a part of my family that I've never met because I got to meet him. A lot of them started, usually my great-grandpas were the ones. It was special because he was in his 90s, and we asked him if we want to sit down in a chair. No, he standing right up with us, and he took that picture. Seeing what it meant to him and almost him crying, it made me look at myself and saying, going through a situation, they went through worse than me, and I'm sitting here grumbling about things in life. That's not what it means. They've taught us a lot. Another thing, in order to tell you how I got this position, I have to go back to my story in my life where it first begun. My 8th grade year, we were asked to pick a career choice to do things. Well, I wanted to become a veterinarian. Now I don't want to become a travel doctor. But anyway, a family member was with me, told me that JRTC was a good program. At first, I wasn't adamant about it, the uniform thing. That's usually what gets most of our cadets. But I sat in there with the 8th grade counselor. If Miss Brown, if you get to watch this, thank you for that special moment. Miss Stransfold and Miss Jones, thank you too, because you allowed me to be able to fit this in my schedule. Every time when it was coming harder, I said I would never give up JRTC. Not until I walked across the stage or even get my diploma. I wouldn't give up being this position. I walked in a shy, quiet girl. Wouldn't even be able to say these words and be able to talk to you. But I walked in with, first there was Sergeant Wally and there was Colonel. They realized, they made us do speeches and stuff that I wasn't adamant about. I really didn't talk much. And then I started rapping. I started doing this, and it really touched my heart. Being in there, the more activities I've done, the more I want to thank the past cadets, because you're the ones that got us involved. All the BCs and XO, it's not an easy job. It's not easy to fill anybody's shoes. All the way to the ones up at West Point, all the way to the ones in college, all the way to the ones owning businesses, the one managing whatever you're doing, wherever you're working. It's not an easy job, I tell you. Being a BC, you know how it feels. And then XO, they right beside you and the greatest support you have. Some people came BC and XO, but they just walking in there, at first I didn't know if it was going to be fit. But the more I got involved, the more I started talking more, and wouldn't shut up, basically. It was talking. Sergeant Wally, every time I turned around, would give me a hard time for these last couple months. I've been missing my instructors picking on me for the words I say and stumble upon, even in France, coming up with some lyrics and words and costume parties, because Lord knows I come up with my own language, Appalachian. But they both believed me. Little did I know, my sophomore year, somebody would encourage me to run cross country. Thanks, shout out to Colonel. Thank you, because you allowed me to realize, as long as I believed in myself, I can do anything. I might not be first place, but I was always learning something. That's what you got to learn in any younger classes. You might not always be first, you might be last. Always beat your record from the last time. Keep on being your better you. That's all you can do. You can't be nobody else. Be the better you. Sergeant Wally, you taught me that it's okay to stumble. It's okay to fall over my words. It's okay to be out of step. Major, you told my father something. You said that I could never march in step. Both of y'all gave me a hard time, all three of you. Major came in my junior year, and Colonel he became an English teacher. But all 3 year instructors and Sergeant Wally's are been there for all 4 years, giving me a hard time. Each of you taught me something different, and change is a good thing. You taught me, well anyway, Major, you said that I could never, and Sergeant Wally both said, and Colonel knows the truth, I could never march in step. Everybody knows me. I can never march, don't got the rhythm. That's what I can say. Sometimes I would look good in pictures and be able to do it. But I win being in the middle. But you told my dad, she's one of the greatest leaders I've seen. And I was like, I remember telling him, I was like, well, you've only got to see 2 of us BCs and stuff like that. And you don't know really all of the BCs. He's like, well, it doesn't matter. I've had a lifetime of BCs in the actual army. And saying those words and hearing those from a family knows that even though that I could not march in step, that wasn't about being a leader. Being a leader meant that you was there for your cadets. You realize your cadets' flaws. You will learn about your cadets. Some cadets can't march. Some cadets cannot get angry. Some cadets had those flaws in their life, had trouble speaking. Some cadets came from a rough family life. You learn your cadets. As a leader, you learn their personality. You learn who they are. Thank you, all 3 of you. Major Longenaker. Thank you, Sergeant Wally. Thank you to both of their wives. Just thank you for your support. Thank you, all 3 of them. Because you're the reason why these instructors are able to be with us, because they give out our time of day, and you allow them to compromise their time. They do extra things that they don't have to require them as an instructor. Like, they go out to fundraisers. You would always see one, even I don't care if Colonel was not even the instructor at the time, you would see one of them at our events all the time. They were there supporting us. They would give me a hard time because I was the person that liked to juggle. I stayed busy. I played basketball, cross country. I was in National Honor Society. Sometimes I didn't stay in class. Always made sure I got my work done. But being a leader and hearing the cadets, you might get a phone call at 3 a.m. in the morning. But if you heard their voices, it was time to get booking. It's time to answer that call. I just want to say thank you, all 3 of you. Each one of you, words cannot express what you have done to help me. Down to Jack laughing off the jokes and everything. Then it comes down to the people that we've had in our life. To the recruiter this year, thank you, Sergeant Miller. Thank you for coming in there, being at our drill meets. Thank you for helping hands and everything else. To the Air Force recruiter coming in a lot, speaking into us. You 2 were 2 main recruiters we heard from. Thank you, Sergeant Shooks. Thank you, especially Ryan, for coming in and helping her too. Sergeant. Just thank you guys for all that you do. All the recruiters coming here, giving us talks, giving us life lessons. I want to thank all the past cadets. The ones from, like, some of the previous cadets, like Antonella Blanco, would come in and speak up to us about the West Point experience. Come down. She didn't have to. After she was done with this program, she didn't have to. She showed up, and that's what Kenneth. We had, like, Chandler McLean would come in and visit us. I had the honor of being in the battalion when the Chandler was captain, the honor when Antonella was XO, and she showed me what a leader meant to be. Sometimes you had to be tough, but at the same time, you had to know your people. There's always, we like to say, there's always a balance. One, you might have a BC sometimes tougher, or the XO more relaxed. Then you have a vice versa. It comes around. I was the one that didn't like to get on the cadets unless I really had to. Tough love, basically. To the two twins, the Carson and Cade, showing us what it meant to be a leader and good all the time. The previous leaders that I've never met, well, I never got to serve under, Callie and all of them. Thank you, because you passed the torch down to the previous leaders. Now that came down to me. Thank you, Brady, Dylan, for if people didn't know how this works, the previous BC gets to pick you out in the XO, which last year the BC was Brady Dillon and the XO was Chris White. And the Major Longernaker and Sergeant Wally got to. There was others that came to fight for the position. We were asked a series of questions. We had to march the cadets around. That was a little rough, but I didn't think I was going to get it. And he joked around and told me something, and then it sounded like me. Thanks to the XO, Julie Hill, I couldn't have done this without you. You came like a sister, familia, family. That's all I had to say. To all my captains on the staff, we had not had it easy. We was preparing for JPA. It took a lot of time out, but you will be prepared next year. I believe in you. You guys got this. When they come in, you got it. Show them what Maverick Pride looks like. You guys, each one of you guys did something in my heart, especially the S1 captain. You know who you are. To being my best friend, to being a counselor when I needed you at the most, when I felt like I needed somebody to talk to. Thank you. S2, thank you for your good job. S3, we've known each other for a while now, since 4th grade. Been a wild one and up and down. To CSM, people don't realize when they don't think the woman or the man behind the actual face. Thank you. Giving us a laugh, giving us giggles, giving us lessons in a different language. To all the trips, we want to thank you to all the sponsors. I would not have made it to France and places like that with the money and stuff. I could not. But thanks to the churches, people out there, one person especially, they know who they are, out there helping me each and every day. Just thank you for all that you do and keep on doing it. When you see a kid like me, don't just turn away. Don't just think they're a teen and they don't know now. I ask you and I challenge you to give out your hand. And they might not always respect it then, but later on in their life, they will realize something. They will be thankful to you. Sooner or later. They will. Sometimes it's later. You mold us, this family. Back to my staff. Thanks, S5, for... There are a couple of you captains were sophomores, and usually we don't have sophomores. But we had to do what we had to do. Small in number, but we was large in heart. That's what I loved about my battalion. You guys knew what it means to be team. I always say a leader is as good as her followers or his followers. And we sit there, we look, but we never look behind them, see who done the work, the grind, and everything else. Thank you. And their NCOs, each one of these had NCOs for a while, some. And they thank you for what you've done, because you don't realize one day you're going to be in that position. I was an NCO, then I was a captain for a while. And shout out to my former BC, Hannah Johnson. I was a sophomore and I didn't think I was able to. But she realized that I was there, and a bunch of captains realized I could do it and gave me the support. There's one captain I know, Sam Gallion. Thank you, buddy. You were like brother, family, to a friend, a brother, and you know where you are. Times and path took you a different way. You did not get to finish this program. But thank you, because you know who you are. Because we all have a past, but it's how we make our future. You taught me it's okay to reach out to the ones that don't want to be, nobody else wants to reach out to. Thank you, Matthew, because a captain, because you told me, you said one day you will be a good BC. You just have to keep on striving. That y'all knew, both of you knew when we took our car rides and stuff, to our meetings and stuff where we had to go. You knew that I would be a leader even though I didn't understand it myself. Thank you. To everything you do. Down to every little sergeants. There's a special sergeant out there. She knows who she is. I don't care how many people judge you, sweetheart. I don't care. You be you. You tell them who you are. You keep striving. When nobody thinks you will amount to nothing, you keep striving, girl. You keep on striving. The push, the grind will pay off. To all my little privates, you might be a private now, walk in the same position as a freshman as I was, but when you get up here and the more you get in this program, don't let this program die. This program means a lot. People think, oh, here, you're sitting here learning how to do drill. You're just going into the military. That is not what JRTC is about. We learn 7 core values. Loyalty, duty, respect, self-service, honor, integrity, personal courage. Tell me what each one of those mean to you. Each one of those I was asked a question on the board from one of our previous species. What do they mean to you? Pick out one. Most important thing, if you don't have integrity, how are you supposed to lead your people? Because the courage comes along with the life. You have to have integrity and truth to your people. We go along. I'm sorry about the mumbling. That's just how I am. Anybody of my cadets watching knows how I am. Thank you for all the good times. And thank you the bad times too has taught us stuff. I want to say thank you to Miss Weichel, because you allowed us to have these events. I know some of them were a little kind of second guessing, but you allowed us to have the event in James Road. And Miss Trisha King, Miss King, thank you for letting me come in your office, talk about fundraisers, to being, as the MCTC person, you always took pride. You said we were part of your program too. They needed to realize that. Even though we was housed in James Rowe, we were also part of yours. You come out to events, no matter how far, you tried to be there. If you couldn't, you would lend some cash for what you had to do for us. Saying thank you to guidance counselor, thank you to assistant principal, Miss Sams, for being there for, I think we learned a valuable lesson when we lead, that you have to have assistants like our EXO. And that's what keeps you going when you have all that staff. I want to thank you to all my teachers, because being BC, juggling that life back and forth, you giving me that time. You knew sometimes you knew that I had a lot going on, but you still realized, you talked to me, you spent time to actually know who I was. Thank you to professors. Just thank you. Most of all, thank you to my family. Thank you to baking cakes, down to driving me at places where you didn't have sleep sometimes. Just thank you to all my family. You guys are the true people. Thank you. Blood or not, y'all know who you are, my family. You know who it is, my family. Thank you, my friends. Young Money, every time. Being there supporting me when I gave my speeches, crazy contests, being there when we ask you to do something, you would help out. Thank you to these great, I want to thank you, student body president, National Guard, thank you my lunch crew. They knew who they are. They knew what they'd done and allowed me to become a leader. When things got hard, they told me to keep on pushing. Thank you to the lunch ladies, down to talking and everything else that you've done for us. Because they don't thank you enough, the cooks. They think you just feed us. No, you do much more. You feed our soul. Thank you down to the janitors. Janitors, you clean up our messes when we're sitting there having these events, sometimes when we forget to clean up after ourselves. Thank you to all the staff. Thank you to the ones in the office that had to deal with me beeping or asking for things or going out. Teachers realize going out of class or not being there always. You understood me as long as I got my work done. You cared. You looked at us and you seen us as a person. Being in the battalion didn't mean we looked at your background, your race, your religion. It mean that we was all as one. We was united as one. Down to, it was laugh. It was everything you could imagine. When you was in here, you was in it for all. One and one for all. Hoorah. That's what we always said. We did our cadet oath all the time. I want to say thank you to all the other instructors, Pikeview, all the other Greenbrier, the ones that came and competed. You guys took your time to come and prepare for these contests just as much as us. To the BCs and XOs everywhere, thank you, because we wouldn't be nothing without you. You guys, these leaders and cadets wouldn't know where to go. Thank you. Thank you for the words and the wisdom and us talking about. Thank you to all the other cadets we competed against. When we was competing, it wasn't like a fight or anything else in sports. Even the ones that lose and the ones that win, we appreciated each other in that moment. We appreciated the company. We thanked each other for everything. The competition, because we knew one day we might be serving with that person, so we had to somebody told me goodbye don't say goodbye, because that means something else. Say hello. That's what it means. Hello, and we'll see you another day. We might think the speech is a goodbye, but it's a hello. Hello to all you out there. How you are doing. Stay safe. Listen to guidelines even when it gets hard, because other people have been through stuff rougher than you that you can even imagine. Don't judge a book by its cover, because a book, just like me, when I was bullied and a shy girl, didn't think she could run things, had a chance. To those people that might be a little hesitant about a leader, give them a chance. Give them a chance, because they need it. To the ones that they think are weak will make it through. They're the ones that are the strongest. They're the ones that rise above everything. Look at the ones that have failed multiple times. Those are the ones that see the most. Michael Jordan said something. I accept failure. What I don't accept is not trying. I live by those words. And another thing I'll go by in JRTC. Martin Luther King's quote. If I cannot fly, then I'll run. If you cannot run, then walk. You cannot walk, then crawl. But whatever you do is keep on moving. That's what I encourage you to do. Keep on moving. I encourage anybody that had a speech for a passing review to, if you watched it at the end, I encourage you to put your speech out here. If it be an hour to how long it be. If you keep on speaking to your people, let them know how much they care and how much you love them. Because when they're going through this dark times, you don't realize how much a lightning video can be there for them. I want to say thank you to the residents down in Springfield to letting us come down there and speak to us. You didn't realize your old souls made a new soul feel like she was just living an old life. When we got to say our presentations, you asking us questions and stuff, you made us realize life is never promised to us tomorrow, but we keep living to the fullest. 99 years old or 9 years old, It doesn't matter. Keep living your life until the next one. Most of all, I want to thank God. God is the most important man in my life. He told me, this man is allowing me to do this speech when I was shy. I might keep on reading that, but it's true. He gives me this courage to go on. He gives me the spirit. He gives me the change. He allows me to become a rapper, do whatever I need to be. Another thing is, thank you to the students at James Monroe High School. Some I might have spoken to, some I might not have. But thank you, because good and bad, either one of you were in my life. You made a difference and you didn't realize. To the underclassmen that I've spent time with, don't let nobody tell you can't be nobody. Keep your head up and you would show them wrong. Determined. Even if a family tells you can't be something, you show and prove them. Sometimes family won't be there always for you. Sometimes they will. It depends on what stone and what deck of cards is thrown at you. We have to learn that family is not always blood. Family is the people sitting around there. Family is the ones that are willing to lay down their life and the ones for you. Familia. That's what it is. The trips that we had were a giggle. Each time we go. You don't realize when we get to help out the community, that's what JRTC means. Our motto is making young people become better citizens. And I think it make me become a better citizen. Some people can say but different, but I believe strongly. We'll go in this world not knowing where life will take us or the good Lord will take us or whatever you believe. But I believe the good Lord will take me on my route. So as you journey into this world, remember there's always going to be somebody with you. Whoever you believe. There's always going to be support. No matter how many times your darkness. As a leader, please realize they have their bad times. When they're angry, some people see me at my worst side. Give them space. They're not a bad person just because of one moment. They just had a lash out. They just had a bad day. They just need to relax. They just need time because it's stressful. They keep going on. And to the leaders out there, it's not about how many times your people win a trophy. It's about who can show the most respect and kindness. In the end of the day, the awards and ribbons, all those medals don't matter. Because what are they going to do? Go on the shelf and collect dust. But what matters is how people treat people. I encourage you to spread this kind video, to go out in this world and see something better. I've traveled, and through JRTC I found out my passion. I know there's something, a career calling me. Maybe you'll be a travel doctor. Maybe we don't know. We don't know what will call us. But I know as a leader, I want to keep being leader. To show example to my little siblings. Because they kept me pushing on because I knew that I had to be led as example. I had to be there for them. I had to show up. I had to show that I cared and loved them. The ones that might have the darkest days will be over. The sun will be shining at the end of that rainbow. When the rain is pouring down, there's a rainbow at the end of it. We go on, and there's times. I'm trying to not cry with this speech because my cadets taught me love. They joked around about all my missed falls. That's what the leaders, sometimes they get the hardest time. They taught me it was okay to stumble over my words and be ungrammarly. It was okay to be the rapper and the next minute to be the leader. Be different. It's okay to the jocks. You don't always have to be there with your buddies cutting up and making fun of people. Not even them are sometimes the ones making fun. Be a leader. Stand out. Show a helping hand. Be a friend with somebody that nobody would ever expect them to have a friend. I hope that I have had some influence and a powerful on each one, even on my enemy. Show you kindness. I show you gratitude. I hope I have. Down to the band, thank you for allowing us and showing those moments up at the football field. Thank you to the choir director putting up with us and being there with us after night. Thank you guys to instructors for the late night practices, to early in the morning getting rise up. Thank you guys who came out to the events. Even thank you to the ones to the freshman classes that was changed in there who might not have gone back. I encourage you, anybody listening to this that thinks this program needs to get shut down, I encourage you, don't shut it down, because you shut down the hearts of the people, you shut down the life, and you shut down everything else they had up. Keep it moving. You need to pull in more people. More people need to come to this program. Because I promise you, learn how to balance the checkbook. Learn what it means to be a leader in life. Because I tell you, you come in this program, you'll come out changed. Ask the people even that had one class with us. That one turn will turn your life forever. It's like this event. It will never be the same after it. There will always be something different. Don't sit there and sit on your couch and wonder what could be different. Because look in the mirror. Look at yourself in the video. You are the one to control yourself. When you blame everybody else, why was I the worst leader? Why was I that? Don't sit there and blame. Don't put the guilt on yourself. Just live the next life. Start the new chapter of your book or Bible, whatever you want to start it. You're going to start a new chapter. It's going to be good or it's going to mark bad. I'd rather people knows me, the people that willing to even make a long speech for cadets. Show the love. I miss you all so bad. You don't even understand. I wish I could say goodbye to each one of you, because I had words prepared. I didn't write down this speech. That's probably why it's so long. Because I feel like a leader needs to speak from their heart. I'm speaking from my heart. Someone will probably make it to the end. It's okay, because I know time is precious. But you guys are the ones that made me realize it's okay to be Miss Flawless. To have this, what snails should have been the other way. We have our dark times, but being a leader was my best time. I told a cadet the other day, I said, all I wanted to be known is a good BC. I want to be known as a good leader. Even if I was known that to a few, I know I've done my job right. To my EXO, thank you so much. You had my back. People didn't understand when I was struggling in my life with those problems. Everybody was there, family. We had each other's backs because we knew what it meant to go out in the dark times. I encourage you to put your kids in this program. Some parents won't put their kids in the program. No, it's not a terrible program. It teaches them guidance. It teaches them, no, it's not all about drill structure. It teaches, even drill guides them to learn structure, what it means to listen to authority. They'll come home better attitudes. They'll be more respectful. They'll be better in the community. They'll be willing to pick up a piece of trash. They'll be willing to help a person put in the groceries even if they don't know them. Keep on being you. Keep on being yourself. It's about time to end this video. I'm going to say this couple of things. Thank you for letting me be your BC. To the last couple BCs, thank you for passing the torch. I know I'm not going to be there when the passing the torch in the next year. Wherever y'all may go, college, join the whatever branch you have, good luck. Because you will change somebody's life. Because you changed mine. To recruiters, keep on recruiting them, because you might get those. You'll get those tables to turn. I promise you. To the veterans, thank you once again. Thank you for everything you do. Because after you get done serving, you have not stopped. You keep on serving us around it. Keep on putting a smile on us. To know, even the bad times, you can keep on going. To the teachers, don't give up on a student because they come in late. Don't give up on a student just because they might not meet your odds and needs. Because there's a person in there. In that little nutshell, there's somebody great in there. You just gotta reach them. To the principals, thank you. To the VOTEC principal, thank you. Thank you all assistants, thank you all janitors, thank you all staff. Thank you, guys. Thank you all for everything you've done. Words cannot express, only actions can say louder than words. Thank you. Tears might go down, but the bullets flying. Everybody survived. Some may lose their life. Some may come on top. Remember, kindness is the word, and kindness is the actions. To the BC, to the next one, I shake your hand and I salute you, because you will be doing a great job. This is peace and love in your heart. God bless each one of you that made it to the end. I love you all. Have a good night. And God bless you who watched to the end. I hope that you choose kindness and respect, and I hope that you learn how to be a friend to somebody else. Time is precious. We going through these changes, but we have to learn how to adapt. We've learned that in JRTC. Adapt and overcome to change. That's what you need to do. Adapting is really important, because life is not fancy out to be. I thought I'd still be in my program, saying my last goodbyes, crying with my friends. I wish I could, but time has a different plan, and the man upstairs does too. We were chosen for a reason, class of 2020. Don't get discouraged. Count it as a blessing, because there's something that's going to change you in your life. When you get a no, and you keep on getting a no, get turned down from some branch, or get turned down from some job or some college you dreamed of going to, it wasn't meant to be, because you'll go down a different direction, and that will be meant to be. It'll shine brighter than anything. The guidance counselor told me, when you know your path is there, it's like the lights will gleam. Nothing else around it you will see. You won't see anything else. Thank you all, guidance counselor. Thank you the time. Thank you today. Because time is precious, but life is precious too. So I encourage you, speak kindness, and we see more lives in this world. Choose everything. Choose life. Take a time on the man upstairs. Take a time with the cadets. Even if you don't believe, take a time to make connections in spirituality. I'm trying to learn this through hell. But thank you. Thank you for all the trips. Thank you for all the laughter. I don't care where I am. Cadets, I don't care where I am, what hour of the day it is, 3 a.m. in the morning, you know I'll answer your text even if it's an hour late. Because you know what it means, what it is. I'll always be there for you. I'll always be the big sis. I'll always be there, no matter how old, no matter how many weddings. Just send me an invitation. Might take a little bit while, might be somewhere else. Never knows. But I will try to come. I'll try to be there for you, like you've been there for me. But you keep on pushing. When life tells you no, you tell them yes. Tell them you will overcome. Like these great people that have failed, they've succeeded over again. You know my number. You'll see me again. Young Money never's gonna lend down or go down. She'll go down, but she'll fall, come right back up. Remember, a BC is with the heart. BC is showing the gifts to their cadets, showing kindness. And it's showing understanding. Sometimes we don't understand some of these cadets. Lord knows, sometimes we get handpicked some different ones in there. But you learn when you get to know them, all they want is love. All they want is somebody to take a chance on them, just like I wanted to. Thank you. You'll do great. Just keep your heads up. You know where I am. If I don't speak to you, you better come find me. You better call me again. You better say, what's up? Because in that video, you said I was going to speak to you. Remember that. Love you lots. God bless. Keep your head up. Always remember kindness over darkness. Always remember to be a leader, not a follower. Time goes and time will go. But you are the one that can change the things. Thank you for everybody.